when Nancy mentioned that one of her girlfriends had a 26-foot dome, and we went over to her place and we looked at it, and Nancy just fell in love with the idea of having a dome. So I surprised her and said, hey, let's go ahead and get a 26-foot dome. Nancy said, no, not 26 foot, I want a 22 foot. She goes, because I just want to have it compact. And this dome is probably the best thing that I've ever done for Nancy. She just loves this area, and with her loving it, it makes me enjoy it too.
When we started the dome, it was October, and so we went right into winter as we were trying to establish plants. I was very surprised at how well the plants did. I'm going to work with the stuff that I'm really familiar with, the things that I've grown outdoors in a garden, competing with the critters. I planted them here, and I'm just like, yes, this is how it's supposed to be. They respond to me like I want them to respond. We haven't put up the shade cloth this year because the fig tree is large enough to take care of it. This is its third year, if you can believe it. It just grows and grows and grows, and we got figs on it this year, first year. I'm looking at, daytime shadows. I'm looking at what I need it to do for these plants. The things that we've changed is the way the garden has changed in itself. The grapevines, really have to trim them back. You want to see all this lush foliage, but you really have to cut them back in order to get a good crop of grapes.
I love tomatoes, and the problem with the tomatoes is they don't like the real cold weather. So what did we do? We went ahead, in the first year, we just went ahead and watched the temperature in the dome, and I monitor it with a Wi-Fi device so I can tell temperature 24 hours a day. And I noticed it was getting fairly cold when we got down about 0 degrees. So what I did is I bought a small 750 watt heater that I put next to the 900-gallon tank, and I monitor the temperature. And so when the temperature gets down to about 40 degrees in here, when it's 0 degrees outside, and I mean maybe 15 below zero outside, it's still around 38 to 40 degrees, the heater comes on, and it stays on. Probably it comes on at 4 o'clock in the morning, and after 4 o'clock to about maybe 8 o'clock when the sun comes out, then it shuts off. So it's not taking a lot of electricity, but it keeps the temperature inside the dome from freezing, and thus we have tomatoes all the way through February. And they would go farther than that, or longer than that, except one day I left the door open when it was like 4 below, and I forgot to close the door when I was in here, and the next morning I came out and they didn't look real good. And so we started picking tomatoes, but we had them all the way through February.
With the pond, there's not a whole lot of variation in temperature here. Now, if it's cloudy for weeks, then I know that that's going to affect the plants, but nothing I can do about that. We've had some really cold winters. Things are freezing outside, and it's still 60 degrees in here.
I think if I were going to do it over again, I would probably invest in more solar. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else that I would do. I mean, we just love this thing.
It's not like, oh boy, it's winter now, I'm just going to go hang out in the house. This is too much fun.
Until you leave the door open by accident.
There's not a time that I don't want to be out here doing something. There's always something that needs to be done in the dome. But it just offers this quiet, peaceful waterfall, a fan just kind of keeping the plants with that little bit of air movement. When we come out here, we can have a glass of wine and sit and talk about it in the evening, generally. When my girlfriends or friends come over, we come out here and we've got little seating pads all the way around. It's tranquil, but it's also producing, and that's another piece that is enjoyable. And that's been the real change this year, is is harvesting as I'm using it. And that's really fun to send my girlfriends out, pick kale and some tomatoes because we're going to make a salad. And they just come out here and they don't come back. They're just like stuck out here. I go, okay.
I make salsa with the onions, the tomatoes, the peppers, and the cilantro. I always get that wrong. The cilantro, I always got to add that at the end. And the only thing I don't have in that salsa that's grown in here is garlic salt. So I actually use some garlic salt from the city market. But other than that, my salsa is just to die for. It's really good stuff.
All the years before, we would pick, savor, hold, process, put them in the freezer, can them, something, and it just was so much work. So we just got simple this year. You need a tomato for that? Come out and pull it. You want a bell? Come out and pull it. So we're eating out of the dome.
She'll come out here in the evening and she'll just grab whatever is ripe, and we'll come in, and that's what we're going to have for dinner.
Now, I'm curious about the broccoli because it always said, you know, that this is a cold weather loving plant. I can't wait to see when you get cold weather because these things are monsters in the garden. And we just picked the broccoli, so they're just they're doing so well with the sunlight.
Between store-bought and our produce, I mean, there's not you can't even compare them. I mean, our tomatoes are just unbelievable. The broccoli, anything that she picks and brings in, it's fresh. And she's such a great cook anyway, but our vegetables are just unbelievable.
We use the dome for a lot of excuses. There's got to be some reason to bring people in here. We can sit on the porch, yeah, but the wind is blowing, and let's go sit in the dome for a while with our drinks and our hors d'oeuvres. So we do that frequently just because it's such a great environment.
We have relatives and friends come over, and it can be 15 degrees outside in the outside the dome, and you come in here and it's 60, 65 degrees, have a beer, have a glass of wine, and just enjoy it.
Every Christmas since we've been here, we've had a bonfire in our pit outside. The dome, the fire, the family all standing around. We have a tradition with my dad where he would save a piece of the Yule log to start the next fire for the next season. And all the kids get a chunk of it and everybody puts it in. But then in here, we have an ice chest over there, and we have drinks and hors d'oeuvres around the perimeter. And it's beautiful because, as you can see, there's Christmas lights strung everywhere inside. And I even have some little lit deer that graze in the center, and Santa Clauses and so forth, because we have some little ones. And it's just fun to decorate. I have not decorated the tree as yet, but I'm thinking about it for this year. I think it'll be fun.
We put a bed around the south side, and she's growing. She can grow onions. She can grow, well, zucchinis do really well out there, except for the gophers. You know, we have such a problem with the gophers that we have the mesh all the way around the dome, and we don't have to worry about the gophers in here. But out there, I mean, you have some issues. So instead of messing with the zucchini, we went ahead and put in onions, which you'll see out there, and sweet onions. And I mean, they're no problem, and the gophers don't like the onions, I guess. So there you go.
We have bought the gophers in our yard for so many years that this is really a sanctuary away from them. I know it looks like it's crammed because it is, but nothing's suffering. Watering system. All of it's fed out of the stock tank that we have there in the middle.
So we have a lot of sulfur in our house water, the well water, and we don't want to use that water to water the plants. And so what we devise is we put in a 300-gallon stock tank right in front of the 900-gallon fish tank. We go ahead and fill this tank up in the wintertime, and with the solar water system we have in here, Nancy has to kind of hit every now and then the areas that the solar doesn't quite get. But like I said, about twice, 2 to 3 times in the wintertime, we'll fill this up. In summertime, I probably fill it up every, probably once a month, or maybe every 3 weeks. And we'll go ahead and she'll just use this little guy right here, and it pulls out to about 30 feet, and she can water just about everything she wants.
Actually, I have people who have other types of greenhouses, and they come in here and they go, "Oh, really? You can put that in there? Oh, you can grow this in there. Oh, the sun is captured, it's solar, and we've made it as hassle-free as it can possibly be made." And then I say, go visit, you guys.
This is probably the best investment that I ever made for her, because she loves to garden. In Pagosa Springs, you plant in June 15th and you get a freeze the middle of September. Well, here we don't worry about that at all. You just plant and stand back and watch it grow. Yeah, she comes out here, and whenever she comes out here, she always comes back in the house with a smile. So she loves it, so I love it.